Hello everyone, adventurers! Welcome back to Jiaming Original Children's Channel. Today, I am very excited to take you deep into the mountains and share with you an unforgettable journey. Join me as we explore breathtaking high mountain scenery. This is the incredible story of my father and me climbing Taiwan's second highest mountain lake, Jiaming Lake, and ascending 2 of the 100 peaks. Climbing high mountains with Dad, Jiaming Lake, Taiwan. During recent breaks from school, I've been accompanying my dad on mountain climbing and cycling trips. This is because my dad is preparing me for an upcoming high-altitude trek. He plans to take me to climb Taiwan's second highest mountain lake, Jiaming Lake, which is said to have the tears of angels and a mirror-like reflection of the moon. We'll also explore 2 nearby Bayue, 100 peaks. This is my first time climbing such a high mountain, and I'm incredibly excited and eager. I've even dreamed about climbing. Climbing high mountains is different from regular hikes. It requires more time and physical endurance. As we ascend, the air becomes thinner due to reduced oxygen pressure at high altitudes. Without adequate time for acclimatization, one can easily experience altitude sickness, which can be life-threatening. So, my dad has planned a 4-day, 3-night itinerary to give me more time to acclimatize. I've been working hard to improve my physical fitness, hoping to successfully reach this gem lost by the gods in the Central Mountain Range. Climbing high mountains requires special equipment. In addition to my personal gear, I have to carry food for our journey, making my backpack much heavier than usual. My dad's preparation is even more impressive. He has a camping tent and sleeping bag, and he's using a professional mountaineering backpack with a lightweight steel frame. It's clear that this will be a test of both physical endurance and stamina, but thinking about the upcoming adventure fills me with excitement. Finally, we're on our way. On the first day, my dad drove us from Taipei to Lirui in Taitung. On the second day, after obtaining permits at the Xiangyang police station, we officially embarked on the Jiaming Lake National Trail. The weather today is perfect for our ascent. We start with a gentle forest road lined with towering Taiwan hemlocks and Taiwan red cypresses, making for a comfortable and easy walk. Hey! Dad spotted a remarkable Taiwanese endemic plant called Yushan thistle at the roadside. It belongs to the aster family and is rarely seen on lower hills. It primarily grows at altitudes around 3,000 meters in high mountain grasslands. The plant depicted on the lower left corner of the 1,000 new Taiwan dollars bill was initially believed to be Yushan thistle, later re-identified as a new species called Tatajaga thistle. It's covered in sharp thorns and is quite precious. At the end of the forest road, we reach the trailhead. My dad says the real challenge is about to begin. From here, the path gets steeper, and carrying the heavy backpack makes every step more challenging. Shoo! Don't make a sound. Following my dad's gesture, I spot a Mikado pheasant, also known as Taiwan blue pheasant, for the first time outside of a zoo. I'm thrilled. Its plumage shines with a metallic blue hue, and it casually pecks at plants on the ground. This bird belongs to the endemic long-tailed pheasant genus of Taiwan. It's also featured on the 1,000 new Taiwan dollars bill. With slow and deliberate steps, we ascend. It's steep, exhausting, and I feel like giving up, but my dad's encouragement keeps me going. Finally, we arrive at the Xiangyang mountain hut. Dad immediately starts cooking dinner. Tonight, it's instant noodles and canned food. After the meal, I feel an immediate boost in energy. On the mountain, as soon as the sun sets, it gets dark. There's no TV in the mountain hut, and my dad advises me to rest early since we'll continue our journey to Jiaming Lake Mountain Hut tomorrow. I don't know how long I slept, but I woke up in the middle of the night needing to use the restroom. Dad helped me put on my headlamp, and we walked outside. Wow! The night sky is filled with stars, and I can't help but exclaim in amazement. It's my first time seeing so many stars on a high mountain. Dad explains that in the city, the lights from numerous buildings cover up the stars, and tonight's beautiful sight is a precious gift from nature. Wait! Why are there two glowing light bulbs moving in the grass near the restroom? Those are Formosan Sorrow. Dad whispers softly. There's not just one. The Formosan Sorrow is a curious creature, and it seems intrigued by the mountain hut. It's my first time seeing Formosan Sorrow outside of an enclosure, and my heart is racing. It has a beautiful coat of purple-blue metallic fur and grazes peacefully on the plants below. This is a unique long-haired goat antelope endemic to Taiwan. Because we had plenty of time, we didn't have to wake up early and rush like other mountain enthusiasts. After having breakfast, we shouldered our heavy backpacks again and started our ascent up the mountain. From this point, we began to climb steadily. My dad had prepared 2 trekking poles for me, one in each hand, which came in handy on this rugged mountain trail. As we continue to gain altitude, the temperature drops, and the wind becomes stronger, making uphill progress more difficult against the wind. Just as the trail becomes a relentless uphill climb, my dad shares some good news. We've reached an elevation of 3,000 meters. The sea of clouds is beneath us. The signpost ahead points to Haishutang. Dad asked me to take off my backpack and took me to a beautiful secret spot. This small pond, resembling the shape of Taiwan, reflects the clear and beautiful scenery under the sunlight. Further ahead, there is another pond, larger and more expansive. Paired with the nearby sea of clouds, the stunning scenery temporarily relieves the fatigue of the body. As we continued to climb with our heavy load, the higher we went, the colder it became and the temperature dropped. Above 3,000 meters, the scenery along the way began to change into alpine meadows and hills. Right at the 6.3 mark of the trail, we arrived at the legendary Xiangyang famous tree. Dad said it is a Yushan juniper, growing on high mountains under strong winds, severe cold, and in poor soil. It only grows 1 centimeter in diameter every 22.4 years. Now it's already at the level of 1,000 years old, truly remarkable. After passing the famous tree, we approached the ridge where the view opened up dramatically. The entire mountainside looked as if it had been chopped by an axe, standing 1,000 feet tall, very steep and spectacular. This is the famous Xiangyang Grand Cliff, making one feel close to heaven. Nature is truly amazing. The wind grew stronger, and the path ahead became increasingly difficult. Large boulders blocked the way, requiring not only big steps but also the use of hands and feet. It was so exhausting that it made one want to cry. This, apparently, is what hikers jokingly call the crying slope. The continuous steep climb made my legs unresponsive, and my heart pounded fiercely. Climbing up was very strenuous. Dad kept reminding me to step firmly to avoid twisting my ankle. Finally, we arrived at a fork in the road. We decided to first climb Mount Xiangyang and, therefore, unloaded our backpacks for a light ascent. Mount Xiangyang is 3,603 meters high, the tallest 100 peak on the Jiaming Lake trail. Although we had no equipment with us, reaching the Xiangyang triangulation point still took some struggle. This is my first 100 peak, and I am super excited. All the previous hardships seemed to disappear into thin air. The feeling of reaching the summit is just too great. Back at the fork, we picked up our backpacks and continued towards the Jiaming Lake refuge cabin, where we would stay for the night. Since it was a downhill section, the walk was relatively easy. We arrived before dark. This mountain cabin, with its red roof, provides a place for rest, refuge, and safety for all hikers. The Jiaming Lake Refuge Cabin is not as well equipped as the Xianyang Mountain Cabin. There is no running water here. It all depends on rainwater provided by nature, used only for cooking and not for washing or cleaning. Therefore, they use a special ecological toilet unique to high altitudes. The toilet operates on a dry-wet separation system. The front part of the toilet is a urine collection device, with the urine drained through a pipe to a distant outlet. The back part is for feces, which, after use, is covered with sawdust or bran provided in the toilet. This helps mask the odor and facilitates the fermentation of waste. The staff regularly cleans and removes the waste. This is the most environmentally friendly design for the mountains and the first step towards leaving no trace in the forest. To prepare for an exciting tomorrow, I went to bed early. At 2:30 a.m., fellow hikers began to wake up and prepare, as everyone was planning to watch the sunrise. The good news was that we could leave our backpacks at the cabin and head up the mountain lightly equipped. The wind was strong in the early morning, and guided by our headlamps, we carefully set off towards Jiaming Lake. From the cabin to Jiaming Lake, we had to cross over the north peak of Xianyang Mountain, a journey of about 5 kilometers. Eager to see the sunrise, we didn't dare to rest for a moment and hurried along the way. With less than 1 kilometer to go, a faint light appeared on the opposite mountain top, followed by a burst of rainbow colors. The moon still hung in the sky, half blue and half black. In a short while, the sun, like a golden egg, rose above the sea of clouds, and it was incredibly beautiful. The earth seemed to awaken, coming to life. The surrounding sea of clouds changed from yellow to golden yellow and then to blue with the rising sun. Such a stunning moment brought a feeling of happiness. We finally saw Jiaming Lake. It was exactly as everyone described, a brilliant blue gem set in an endless green velvet prairie. We were incredibly fortunate that the weather was clear, a gift from the heavens. The reflection in Jiaming Lake was stunningly beautiful and dreamlike. All the hard work and fatigue of the past few days were worth it for this once-in-a-lifetime scenery. I want to remember this view forever in my mind. As I was excitedly shouting and jumping around, having completed the climb to Jiaming Lake, Dad remarked with a sense of nostalgia that Jiaming Lake no longer looked like it did in past years. The degradation was likely due to the excessive number of visitors, which had caused the once beautiful grassland to become bare. If everyone who comes to the mountains could adhere to the principle of leave no trash in the forest and take your own garbage down the mountain, maintaining the original appearance of the wilderness and not arbitrarily changing the natural and cultural environment of the area, then this world's unbeatable beauty could be preserved forever. After touching the clear and cold waters of Jiaming Lake, we continued towards our second 100 peak, Sanchao Mountain, feeling much lighter without the heavy backpacks. Sanchao Mountain is 3,496 meters high, and there is a first-class triangulation station at the summit, known for its excellent views and ease of observation. From the top of the mountain, one can see famous mountains such as Yushan, Bedawa Mountain, Xian Kong Mountain, and Ma Bo Transverse. It was truly worthwhile. After bidding farewell to Sanchao Mountain, we retraced our steps back to the mountain cabin. The initial uphill path was now downhill, and what was downhill became uphill, still challenging my will. Retreading the trail we had passed in the dark earlier, it turned out to be an endless prairie of beauty. The sunlight allowed me the opportunity to witness its splendor. Two dead trees appeared on either side of the trail, like sentinels welcoming hikers heading to Jiaming Lake. Dad said these are the welcoming trees of Jiaming Lake, also known to some as the husband and wife trees, one large and one small. Since they no longer grow, one day they will eventually disappear. Back at the cabin, while packing up, I found that most of the food I was responsible for carrying had been consumed, significantly lightening my load. However, I had gained a bag of trash, accumulated over the past few days. I won't complain, as I am committed to the principle of carry your own trash down the mountain. It's only after this journey that I've come to deeply understand why Dad insists on self-catering for meals instead of relying on the cabin's food service. The mountain selflessly accepts all its visitors, and in return, we should leave it as we found it, allowing its beauty to endure for generations to come. Thank you, Jiaming Lake. You have given me so many firsts on this trip, and I will deeply cherish these memories. If you enjoyed our video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.